Valerie from myrainbowcoalition.blogspot.com, and today I'm going to be making this layout, which is the first layout I've made using my 3 Scrappy Boys July add-on kit. So here are the embellishments that I started with. We have the photos that I'm thinking of using, a snap sticker sheet package that came with the kit. And there are a whole lot of stickers in there. It's going to be really fun to work with those. So next we're just going to go through the different papers that I have. There's a series of, I believe those are My Mind's Eye. And I'm sorry about the glare. I was doing this at night. 8x10 sheets. And then I'm just going to quickly go through the papers to decide which one I'm going to start with. So for this first layout, I'm going to pick some of the pictures that I took on our last trip to Disney. So I think I'm going to use either one of these pictures from Animal Kingdom. I think I'll do the food from the Yak and Yeti restaurant where we ate. And I'd like the picture to be a little more square, so I'm going to cut off some of that. And I like, when I did the haul video for this kit, I said I would probably use this sheet as a full background, and that's what I'm going to do here. In the bottom, that top light pink label says hashtag, so I'm going to use that as sort of a spot for my title and make a diagonal design from that top left corner where the picture is going to be down to the bottom right where I'm going to have my title. I'm going to cut this down, but I still do want my phone there. I wanted to try and cut off some of that blue from my pants, but I don't think that's going to work. I'm looking for something to matte this on. Now I could use that aqua because I know I'm going to be using aqua in this layout, but I decided to try something else. The orange didn't provide enough contrast, and that was the same problem with the pink. But I did like how that green worked, and I liked that it was similar to the green in the garnish on top of the dish. So I'm just cutting out my map. I'm just trying to find a spot where you don't have that glare on the photo. Now I know I want to use that hashtag, and I was thinking at the beginning of this layout that it was going to be you had me at tamarind, because this dish was a tamarind maple chicken dish, and I just love tamarind. But I was looking at the sticker sheet and I saw a couple of words that I thought would be nice, and then I wouldn't have to use my handwriting that I'm not so fond of. So I went ahead and stuck down the photo where I thought I was going to use it, and then I decided to use awesome for the title in that bottom right hand corner, so it's going to say hashtag awesome. Just sticking it down. Right, now one of these little tabs says delish, so I thought that was good for a food photo, so that's what I went ahead and stuck it down. The adhesive on these stickers is really strong, and so I was having a little trouble trying to pull it back up and move it a little bit, so I just left it where it was. Decided to work around it, even though I probably would have liked it a little further to the left. And then I used another sticker down on the bottom that was the same shape to match that. And then there's a circle sticker that says eat every last bit, I believe it's what it says. And so I wanted to use that, so I used that pinked circle punch to give it a little dimension. But then, even though I know I wanted to use it, I had a little bit of trouble trying to decide where I was going to put it after I got the little embellishment put together. So now I know that I'm going to want something to connect the top and bottom areas of my layout, but I'm not quite sure what yet. So I'm going back through my papers to see if maybe it'll be a paper that I'll use to come down between the two or something else. So I was thinking maybe I would use that washi tape underneath to start to bring some more vertical elements down, and I do like that washi tape, and I like how it ties the colors together. So I decided that I liked that washi tape in that bottom right hand corner, but I wanted it to be underneath the tab that was already there. I'm looking for a couple places to repeat that washi tape, and the top left is the first place, and I'll probably look around for some more places to put it, but decide against adding more. Still looking for a spot for that little dimensional embellishment that I made. I haven't found it yet, so I'm going to keep working and come back to it later. So I try out a couple of hearts. I like the idea of bringing some aqua down to that right corner since I have some up at the top left. So I keep that heart out, but don't have a place for it yet. I'm just still fiddling around. So then I see this little die cut that says "You make me happy when skies are gray," and there was a torrential downpour while we were in the restaurant, and that's sort of part of the story here. So I decided to go ahead and put that up with the photo, and then I think it's getting close to time to take a break and put in my journaling. Oh, there's one more little die cut piece that I'm gonna try. I'm thinking it's gonna go right there to border them. You make me happy. So now I have put in my journaling. There are a couple different spots that I've put the journaling in. One to connect my cluster at the top left with the one on the bottom right, and then one describing the dish on the pre-printed banners. And I wrote the name of the dish above the pre-printed banners, and I just didn't like how it looked. So now I'm picking some stickers to cover that up. And so I'm just going back through that Simple Stories Snap sticker set to find some things to cover it up. I'm just cutting off the speech bubble, the point from the speech bubble. And that created a nice little shelf for me to set the dimensional embellishment on. So I try it out a few more places, but I decide that's where I'm gonna put it. So I'm looking for a few different things to add some more embellishment here. And I'm going back to those snap sheets. You can see there are tons and tons of stickers in that pack. There's lots of options. I like the idea of speech bubbles, but I don't really use them that way very often. I mostly cut the stems off. Here I'm just layering up some yellow and orange. Since I've used yellow and orange in the bottom right, I want to use both of those colors in the top left as well. Adhering down my little embellishment. I'm looking, like I say, for just some more stuff. It just doesn't feel complete yet to me. So here I've used a little arrow to connect the delish with the little sticker that says yay at the top. So I feel like my embellishment is complete, at least the amount of it, of stickers that I want to use and things, but I feel like there's still some more that I want to add. You know, I like how the two areas of the layout are connected by the journaling, but I'm still just trying to find something else. So I'm thinking about doing some just drops of color, and here I'm going to use first some gelato for that. I have the gold gelato, which is a favorite of mine. I'm just taking a water brush and squeezing some water onto the end of the gelato, and then taking the water brush and just loosening up that at the top and making a sort of water color. And I'm covering up the picture so it doesn't get the gelato on it. And I'm just, you know, using a few different techniques to drip it, and I just feel like none of the splatters are big enough, so I had a straw on the table and just used that straw to pick up some of the wet gelato and see if it makes a bit of a bigger dot, and so I like that, so I do that to make dots and some more splatters in a few places that are going to be a little bigger than that fine tipped water brush. And I could have used a larger paintbrush, but it was in the other room and I wanted to use what I had with me, so I'm just drying that off a little bit. And I like the gold, but it wasn't quite enough, so I decided to get out my Dilutions Tangerine Tango, which is kind of a red-orange color, and do some more drops with that. Again, I'm using just a scrap piece of paper to cover my picture so I don't get any drops on that. And I'm trying not to go overboard with the red because you don't want it to look like a crime scene. And there are just a couple places where I feel like there was a little too much red. So while it's drying off, I'm just sort of thinking about what I can do to fix that. So I look back at that little heart and think about covering up one of the splashes of red. And then I set it up to look at it and I think, what now? So what I'm thinking is to add some stitching, and I have black thread in my sewing machine all ready to go. So that's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. I'm going to add some stitching. And so here now you're seeing the final layout with the stitching. I've added 3 lines underneath that bottom right hand and 2 lines up to the top left. I took off the arrow sticker to go ahead and sew, and then put it back down after I was done. And that's it. I think I'm happy with that amount of embellishment, and it's ready to go into my album. I hope you found some inspiration today and you'll use your 3 Scrappy Boys kit to make some really fabulous projects and share it with us on the 3 Scrappy Boys blog, or on my blog, or in the galleries over at 3scrappyboys.com. Thanks for watching!